50% of us. What is it? The big D word, the divorce. My special...
Cut. Jewelry is banging the table.
Oh, you're what?
I'll fix
Not
that.
anymore. Okay. 5, 4, 3.
It happens to over 50% of us. What is it? The big D word, divorce. My special guest tonight is here to do a little table talk about dating, finding your joy, and getting your life back. And it is the amazing bestie, Carol Alexander, my bestie.
Hi.
We have been friends for over 20 years.
Yes, we have.
And-
Actually, close to 30.
30 years? 30 years now? 30
Close to
years.
30
oh my God,
years.
time flies.
Yes,
We're
it
having
does.
fun.
Yes, it
Oh
does.
my God. So we met because you're an international star, of course. And I was doing a magazine article on extensions. And you had moved to Charlotte from Canada where you had
Yes.
done a lot of superstars. And I really wanted to do a story on extensions because they were new to our environment and to our world, especially to
Correct.
Charlotte. And we quickly became besties.
Yes, we did.
We did. We connected. There was some kind of bond there. And you're shy by nature.
Yes, I am.
You are. So it was like, you are. So it was like kind of cool that we just vibed
Yes.
and we were fast friends.
You made it really easy to be fast friends because you're very open and you just pulled everything out of me. So I was able to just be your good friend.
And what is really cool about being good friends is that we get each other.
Yeah, we do get each other.
We do.
Yeah.
We, like the good, the bad, like we're there for each other, the good, the bad.
Absolutely.
And in fact, some of the things that we are vibing on and really being there for each other is getting back out there in the dating world.
Yes.
Because it's
It's
way
not
different.
easy. It's so different than it was 34, 35 years ago.
Right.
Now everything is all computer based, or you'd meet somebody on the internet before you even meet them in person.
Right.
So yeah, it's a lot different.
It's totally different. And learning that curve of how to re-enter into the dating world when you haven't done it for decades.
Correct.
Is really hard. But holding hands with each other and talking each other through it, and then talking about our dates and talking about, you know, really grounding ourselves on what to expect and then what we'll settle for.
Right. There's a lot of frogs out here. Just saying. So we're trying to find our prince, but it's really hard right now, like I said, because we don't see the person before we see a computer.
Right.
You know what I mean? It's a box. So it's very hard to find somebody, you know, to date right now in this climate.
Someone that like you would feel comfortable. Now, I have to brag on you. Your daughter is the amazing Aisha Curry. And she is a superstar just from everything that she's doing.
Yes.
And just rising to fame, like what, 10 years ago?
10 years ago.
And her and Steph are just like the power couple.
Absolutely.
And so you live in San Fran.
I do live in San Francisco, and I have
A good life.
I have a great life. Not a
But
good life. But a
even
great
having
life.
a superstar
Uh-huh.
of a daughter is not bringing you any
It's
love.
not bringing me any love. I have to find it by myself. So
Mm-hmm.
I'm trying. I'm really trying. I'm out here trying to put myself out, but it's very difficult because I am shy, you know. And
But
I
you're
look-
smart and you have intuition. I know I had
do.
a date with a guy.
Oh, good Lord.
And
yes.
you immediately said
Red flags.
red flags,
yes.
because you had this intuition. I was like, oh no, he's kind of cool. I kind of like him. You're like,
No.
and he wasn't.
No, he wasn't
No,
cool
he
at
wasn't.
all.
But you vibed that.
I
You
do.
knew, and yeah,
Yeah, because when you're quiet in a corner, you can actually see things that are happening that you can't see because you're in it.
right,
Right?
right.
So when you're quiet in a corner and you're watching somebody, you know, kind of BS,
right.
you could see it a mile away.
You called it.
I did.
He was out.
I did.
So what is? I'm going to say some of the things that I think are important, and you tell me because I love that we're doing this. Like, because we're really, truly, we want other people out there to know that we get what you're going through.
we
It is hard as heck
Yes.
to get back out in the dating world.
It is so hard.
It's so hard, but you have to put yourself out there, and you have to be willing to be very vulnerable. Like you
Right.
have to be willing to lose at love to gain love, right?
Right. but not compromise. There's a
Don't
difference.
compromise.
There's
Don't
a difference.
compromise.
Don't compromise. Yeah.
No. Find out
Yeah.
know yourself.
Know yourself first, and know your strengths
Mm-hmm.
and your weaknesses, but don't compromise. Don't settle for mediocre.
Right.
Because there's somebody out there for everybody, and I mean, we just have to be patient and just be open, patient and open.
Patient and open. It might be 3 weeks. It might be 3 months. It might be 3
3
years.
years. Yeah.
And it might be 10 years. Like
Let's not push that. I
let's
don't
not
want
go
to
there.
be 10 years.
Okay. But we're going to give a little advice out there to the guys
Yes,
and to
yes,
the girls.
yes.
So to the guys out there on the dating profiles, no shirtless pictures.
No shirtless pictures, no fishing pictures, no guns. Just
Look
be
like-
yourself. Look like who you
Look
are
like
right
your
now.
picture, right?
Yeah.
Look
Not
like your
what
picture
you were 10 years,
10 years ago or 20.
years ago. Correct.
So I've got a funny story. One of my good
Oh my
friends.
God.
Oh my God.
Okay.
So one of my friends, I have this little protocol that I have to FaceTime them
Mm-hmm.
because I want to make sure
Yeah, you did say that.
that they look like their picture.
Correct.
So I tried to give her some advice, but she didn't take it. She's like, oh my God, he's so nice. Oh my God, he's so fabulous. I can just tell I'm just going to love him. Like, okay. And I was hoping for her that he would be all that, right? But he showed up and his pictures weren't 10 years old. She said they were at least 15 years old.
Oh, dear God.
And she was like, hello? Who are you? And he
That's
was like-
embarrassing.
That was embarrassing. And he says, what's wrong? She said, that picture was at least 15 years old. So they give women a bad rap, but guys are just as bad. So I'm going to
just as
say,
bad.
please don't put old pictures up. Look
Yeah,
like your picture.
Be current. Be current.
Right.
Yeah.
And don't be desperate. Don't invite me on a trip to Italy on our first date because guess what? I'm going to think you're desperate. Right?
Yes.
Desperate with a capital D. It's going to give me scary
we don't want to
red
rush
flags.
it. We want to take our time, but we don't want to be snails, but we do want to take our time. We don't need to rush everything.
Don't rush love.
Yeah, don't rush love. Don't rush like.
No.
Just take your time.
Take your time. And you had a relationship and you were thinking it was going to be a good relationship, but you didn't vibe with
Absolutely.
him and you're like, ouch.
Correct. You can have all the accolades, but who you are inside is what counts. It means
Right.
nothing to have the exterior things. Everything comes from within here, and then you'll fall for that person, when you see what their interior walls are, rather than the exterior. You can have the world, but it means nothing at the end of the day, because it's who you are inside you take with you wherever you go.
Right.
Yeah.
Absolutely. I agree. And we are not by any means dating experts, but we have been doing a lot of dating.
Yes.
So we're kind of real life experts, right?
Yes, we are, real
So, for the women out there, the advice I would say is just be yourself. Don't try to change for a guy.
Correct.
Like, why would you do that?
Yes. Be you.
Be
Be
you.
you. You love you, they'll love you too.
Right. So, and the last thing for our lady viewers out there is to, you always say, find your joy. Find your joy. Because if you love you, somebody else is going to love you. Well, it has been amazing. Like, I feel so blessed to have you as my best friend in the world. You have guided me through so many times, and I've guided you. Well, not really.
Yeah,
you're,
you have.
you're better.
Yes, you
than me,
have.
but-
Come on.
But we really are, I feel like you're the sister that I didn't have.
Mm-hmm.
And, we just really click and we just really love each other and such a
Absolutely.
special bond. Almost so that we don't need a guy, but we want one. Oh!
Yeah, we do.
Yeah, we do. Okay. So, my advice to you is just be yourself. Don't rush.
Yes.
Your person will come along. Just be patient. I promise. We are here tonight with our favorite international chef, Chef Armand Darling.
Mwah.
Welcome to the set.
Deborah, great to see you again. Always a pleasure.
to see you. And you have some great festive things for us tonight.
Yeah, we're doing farm to table today, so we've got everything nice and fresh and local. And we're gonna start with some mahi mahi and some caprese
Favorite.
salad.
Caprese
Yes,
Love it.
caprese. Deborah did a good job.
with fresh.
This is fresh mozzarella cheese right from local farms right here in Charlotte.
Love it, love it, love it. I will be prepping that as we
She'll
get
be prepping
started.
that, and I'm gonna start the mahi for you over here. So what I'm gonna do is get my burner lit.
So let me ask you about the mai. That's one of my favorite fishes in the world. So I always order it at a restaurant, but I usually don't buy it. What am I looking for when I go to the market to purchase it?
You want to make sure you got a nice white and pink color like this because it's a white fish.
So let's see.
Yeah, so let's take a look at the fish itself. So this is fresh. It's from Gulf Coast, and we also can get it from Hawaii. So that's where this fish is from normally.
So look
And
for
it's
the white and
Yeah, look for the white and pink, and make sure if it's gray in a market and you don't like the color of it, it's great to have the skin off the bottom because then you can just pan sear it nice and easy.
Okay.
So this is a really nice fresh fish, and it's not too expensive. You can get a grouper or swordfish, same texture, but I like this a little better because it's white fish, and that's one of my favorite. Okay.
And we're going to show how long you would actually, if you're going to not grill it, but if you're going to do it in a pan.
If you're going to pan sear this,
10
it takes about 10-15 minutes. It just depends how high you're going to run your heat. We're going to take our time with it
Okay.
while we do some other
Well,
stuff.
I'm going to be preparing.
Yeah,
the
she's going to
fresh
start the
mozzarella.
caprese salad, but right now I'm going to add a little olive oil, a little butter, some garlic, and just some salt and pepper. So we're keeping simple on the flavors here for the fish because we're going to top it off with a nice cilantro finish with arugula.
So I'm going to say I get so many viewer responses from your segments because truly you make everything look so easy, like we can do it at home. And lots of times we get intimidated with food because you're an international chef and you make it, you get intimidated. But you really show the audience how simple and easy it is to cook. And don't be afraid, right?
Exactly. Don't be afraid of your food. I mean, make sure the heat's down so you don't get burned, but you want to make sure you pardon me, guys. Just to bubble up all over Deborah. So we're going to just let it sizzle a little bit, kind of sear it around the pan so it sucks up those juices. Now Deborah's over here slicing up our mozzarella cheese. This mozzarella cheese is fresh, so it doesn't have a lot of salt on it, so it's always nice to add a little kosher salt and pepper to it when you're done. You're going to slice it nice and thin. And then we're going to grab one of these heirloom tomatoes. Now, heirloom tomatoes are made from a certain seed, so you can bring them back every year with the same seeds, and they're not always available. Other tomatoes, like Big Boy tomatoes and local farmers market best place, but you can grow these at home, and they grow really, really well in Charlotte. So they're a little hard to slice because of the funky shape, but Deborah's going to make the best of it by cutting the bottom off.
Because I'm a chef, not
Because
international.
she's a chef. She's my sous chef. And you see what's nice about the heirloom is it's got a nice color going in and out of the tomato. So you can see the shades of yellow and green and purple and white, they're all different colors. But keep those seeds from the flowers so you can make new ones when you're done. And then we're going to slice those in half and kind of lay them out with some fresh basil on them. You see we're starting to get a nice sear on the bottom of our fish here at the same time. And you can cut them on the cutting board, Deborah. I always worry about you with it in your hands like that.
I'm a chef.
You are. Don't make me nervous.
The blood will be the same color as
Right.
baby. You will never know.
So we're going to go ahead and look at the bottom of these and flip this over. I don't have to get anything on Deborah. You see we got a nice sear on this already. And you want to make sure you don't overcook this fish because it is a nice tender fish. You can put a lid on it and get more of a steam sear to it. But as we finish it, we can do that. We'll just put another pan right on top of it as we go.
And I do want to mention we're like really into the farm to table and healthy. This is such a healthy meal.
It is, and what's nice about it is you've got your fresh tomatoes, the low-fat the low-fat cheese, and then we're going to add fresh arugula and cilantro to everything as well. So go ahead and finish up with that tomato.
So I'll put it on here?
Lay it out on there if you can. Can you reach that okay? I'm going to cover this so it doesn't sear on Deborah.
Fabulous salt and pepper on it first, right?
And then lay out some cheeses.
Do I do the salt and pepper first?
Yeah,
or after?
yeah. So you can do it at the end. And then I'm gonna add just a little bit of key lime juice, one of my favorite things to use.
Oh.
So we get some citrus flavor. I'll just stand here and squeeze the lemons and limes. And Deborah, you're doing a great job there. Look at that, how pretty.
I learned from the best.
You have.
We've been doing this together how many years?
For a long time. And now we're gonna add a little piece of cheese on each one, just like this. Not drop it like me. And Deborah, you're gonna take that basil and we can just leave the leaves whole, or you can chop them, do it however you want to do it. And then we're just gonna drizzle a little balsamic vinegar on it. You can see it's fresh when it falls apart like this, but if you get a hard piece of mozzarella, it's not fresh. And this is balsamic vinaigrette. It's balsamic vinegar, like glazed, and then it's just poured over it lightly, so you get a really nice flavor. Now you want to salt and pepper.
Where did you get that?
That you can get at any local market, or you can make it yourself. It's easier just to buy sometimes than to make stuff like that. You see we got a nice sear on both sides of our fish now. Look at that.
That's one of my absolute favorite fish.
We're going to give this just a few more minutes, and then we're going to add a couple other things to the pan while it's cooking. We can make this a one-pan pot meal.
Love it.
And then we're just going to break off some of these leaves of the fresh basil here. And just break them up with your hands. Doesn't have to be chopped, just nice little pieces. Throw the stem away. It's nice. You can smell all the fresh stuff. And even our flowers over here, we got these at the market too. So we added some fresh mint, Deborah. So you can smell the mint. So you get this nice fresh, I'll pull it
How
off.
creative.
Not playing with me here. So we got some nice fresh mint. It's always nice to add some fresh herbs to your flowers. Add some more aroma to the table.
Love it. That is smelling just so amazing.
Yeah, this is coming out just perfect right now. So what we're going to do is move it over just a little bit, and we're going to add our potatoes to that. Well, I'm going to go ahead and put that back in the front here. Let me move this away from you. You're going to slice these potatoes up in half for me, Deborah?
I would love to.
Get this out of her way.
After I try a bite of this.
You've got to have a piece of the mozzarella. So good. And then we're just going to cut these potatoes in half. And what we're going to do is put them in the plate here with this, and that's going to complement our mahi as our
You
start.
cook with me all the time. You
I'd
make
love
it so
to, Deborah.
fun.
And we're not even going to bother wiping this plate off because tomatoes will just add more flavor. All right, so Deborah, throw those potatoes right in here. We're going to pop a little bit, so put them in the oil. We're going to get a nice little crisp going on these.
And how much you just, all this is a little olive oil. It's
This
like
is olive oil,
and
butter, of course. And then I added the key lime juice, and we've got salt, pepper, and garlic.
Okay.
So you don't want to over flavor it, because like I said, we're going to add fresh herbs to this when we're done cooking it to top
And
it.
so instead of a cover, you just put a smaller, just for
Yeah, just a smaller pan, sometimes easier to deal with than trying to pick up a hot lid.
Yeah.
Yeah, and you've got the handle here, so you can just do it like this. It makes it a lot easier. And then what we're going to do when the potatoes are done, we've already pre-cooked them, so they're not going to take too long to warm up.
Okay.
We're going to plate the salmon, and then we're going to do some green beans, some fresh haricot bears they're called. So let's go
And how do
ahead,
we know when the mayonnaise is ready?
because you're going to
Okay.
see it's nice and crisp on the bottom. I'm going to say this piece is done. We're going to leave the other one in there. These are big pieces. Now remember, your fish is going to keep cooking when you set it on your plate. So you don't have to keep playing with it in the pan. Just let it cool off a little bit. We're going to add our potatoes right here. And fingerling potatoes work great. These are little mini Yukons. It smells delicious. You know your crew in the green room is going crazy right now.
So you are my favorite, but you are also the crew's favorite because guess what? They get really good in
Really
bed.
good food.
Really good in bed.
Now we're going to add our green beans. The
Okay.
same stuff we have in here. The other fish is still cooking. Going to get a nice, just a little bit of a sear on these. You don't need to add any more flavor. You got plenty of oil and butter in here already.
So it's almost like you use the au jus for everything, the same.
Right. And these are, like I said, these are haricot bears, so they're crisp
What are they
green
called?
bean. Haricot bears.
That's what it is.
And they're crisp green beans, so I'm gonna go ahead and use this. Scoop them in too.
Sugar.
Always gets a little messy here on the set. And now our green beans are in. Now,
Look how pretty this plate is.
oh, it's really pretty. And then I was just recently in Charleston, and I saw this recipe, and I just fell in love with it. So we're going to do the same thing here today. We're going to add a little bit more olive oil, and this is going to be the topping on our mahi. We're going to add just a little bit of cilantro. We're going to kind of give this a little fry, a little sear. It's great if you want to deep fry it too, because it's nice and crisp. We're going to add some arugula. Give it a little bit more green, crispy flavor.
I saw your pictures from Charleston.
Oh, you did?
Yeah, I did.
Oh, it's beautiful. Love going through them these kind of stuff. So you just want a nice sear on this until everything breaks down a little bit.
Okay.
And then we're going to top this with just a little agave. And this is one of my favorite sweeteners. I use it for everything. It's a natural sugar sweetener from the agave plant. So we're just using a little bit of this, just to give it a nice sweet flavor. And you can see how this broke down real nice here. So
It looks like a sauteed spinach. I mean,
Yeah.
sauteed spinach.
it is. It's just like a spinach. So we're going to try to take this off of here. This goes right on top of your mahi right here. And we are finished.
So this is amazing. So we started with just amazing caprese salad with fresh mozzarella that just made it on point, and heirloom tomatoes.
Got it.
And then our fabulous mai, which we just used olive oil, a little
Garlic,
salt,
pepper,
and your
and a little butter, of
and your
course.
key lime.
And my key lime
And his
juice.
key
Don't
lime
forget
to
the
give
key
it a little
lime.
bite. And then did that for like 15 minutes.
Yeah, this
12
just
to
took
15
about
minutes.
15 minutes. This piece is a little bigger, taking a little bit longer. Usually you want to get 6 to 7 ounce pieces so they cook evenly.
And then we just did our amazing soup to make it healthy, green
Right,
beans.
haricot bears,
Haricot
nice
bears.
and crisp.
And then we did
Mini Yukon
mini
gold
Yukon
potatoes.
And this is a healthy dinner. Something that's amazing that looks like it's an international chef prepared it.
Exactly, because
And
you can
it's
get
simple and easy.
mahi in Hawaii, you can get it in America too, right?
Right. So let's take
it's
a
great.
bite. So
Let's take a bite. We got to find something.
Okay.
We might have to do it with a spoon.
Let's do it. Let's dig in.
Dig
This
into
is what we always do, right?
And you just break into the fish, and you can see it's still nice and white and a little pink in the very center.
RPG, feed me.
Perfect. Yes.
Not too big of a bite.
Oh, come on, Deborah, don't be picky. There you go.
Whoa. What are you talking about?
It's a little
Okay,
bite.
ready?
Ah, I'm gonna fall over. Perfect.
Mwah. Thank you so much.
You're welcome. Mwah.
Always a pleasure. So thank you for stopping by the set tonight and showing us this international meal that our audience can cook at home in a matter of 20 minutes, and you can look like a chef. Thanks, and have a great night, and thanks for tuning in to the Deborah Kennedy Show.
See y'all.
If you are in the fashion, art, or entertainment industry and would like to be a guest on the Deborah Kennedy Show, just go to DeborahKennedyShow.com and you could be a guest just like me.
Hey, fabulous Deborah Kennedy Show viewers. How are you? I just wanted to share a few things. 2 years ago, I entered into the dating world. And boy, is it different. And online dating is a real learning curve for those of us that have not dated in over 40 years. So I'm definitely not a dating expert. I'm going to precursor that. But I have learned a few things that I want to share with you, my fabulous viewers. Okay. First rule, dating rules. Know what you want. Do you want a casual relationship? Do you want a relationship that maybe moves forward to something else? Or do you just want a companion? Figure out yourself, because if you don't know what you want, how in the heck are they going to know what you want? Figure yourself out. Okay. If the person that you're into and you're vibing with and you kind of like doesn't have the same feelings, move on. Don't waste your energy. There are so many more people out there. Just move on, check it, learn from it, try again. Do not, and I repeat, do not let your friends fix you up, because guess what? If it doesn't work out, they might not be your friends anymore. So, just a rule of thumb from personal experience. Okay. Don't feel bad about declining a second date. Because guess what? You're doing them a favor. You're not vibing. You're not into them. You're not feeling the chemistry. There is somebody else out there that you are gonna vibe with. So once again, don't feel bad. Move on. Okay, and be picky, but not impossible. I mean, we all have a checklist of what we like and what we would willing to settle for. But I don't know about you, but I'm sure as heck not perfect. So if I'm not perfect, how can I expect him to be perfect? But be very selective. Do not settle. If he doesn't totally get you and she doesn't totally get you, then there is somebody out there that is going to totally get you. Be patient. Okay. Full disclosure, like I said, I am not a dating expert, but I've been doing it for a couple years now. And what I have learned is that you just have to experience it, whether it's online dating or dating, meeting people in the airport, out. It's just about communication. It's about going out, having fun with really no expectations. Because when you start expecting things to happen and getting all excited and thinking, oh my God, this one might just be the one. Oh my gosh, and planting seeds in your head, it's not gonna happen. You will know when you meet the one. So I'm trying to share with you because I think really this dating is about enjoying the ride. You're not in a hurry. If you're in a hurry, you're desperate. Don't be desperate. Just have fun with it. And that is my dating advice for someone that is not a dating coach and so not qualified, but in the game with you.